1. The woman said he had printed down the copy of material for the advertising meeting that afternoon. The woman asked the man what he think about it. And the man agreed with the woman, but he said he thought a few passages were missing. It goes from page 13 to page 18. The woman was surprised by that. He said all of them were like that. They must have to make a mistake at the printers. The man said to the woman they still had a few hours before the meeting, and he suggested the woman call him back and tell them to fix it. And he commented that happened to him last time he ordered it for them. As to the woman, why the woman was there? Shouldn't she be on way to the trade show in the Memphis? The woman replied she went last year, and there was some complaints for a client about the application they developed for him that she needed to resolve immediately. The man wanted to know a reason. The woman explained the client was unhappy with the app. The client said it was smooth and it often took loss when he tried to open certain parts. He was one of their biggest clients and she didn't know how to make it up to him. The man thought he was sure she would figure it out. She had dealt with him before. He had loved to try and help, but he had to go speak with the manager. The man complained it was so hot in the office that day, and the air conditioning must be broken. And he thought he would have to call maintenance to take a look at it. The woman explained the energy consumption has been too high that year, so they asked them to turn it off for 1 day a week. The man was surprised by that, and he said he didn't get that memo, and he wants to know if there anything they could do to keep cool, because it would be too hot to concentrate in that heat. The woman replied she ordered a few fans for their office, but some people was asking about working from home. He would let him know what management says about that later that day. 4. The woman asked if the man had been able to log into the company website. He had been to try log in for the last 10 minutes, but it says her password was incorrect. The man disagreed with the woman, and he explained they had gone operate the service last night before. Maybe her account was affected by that. The woman agreed with the man, and she said she guessed she should call IT up about the problem, and she wanted to know if the man know who's in charge of network issues. The man replied he was not sure, but he thought he would look it up there and let her know. Just give him a few minutes. The man asked to the woman if she finished setting up for the manager's meeting that afternoon. That was a pretty important meeting, so he wanted everything to be perfect. The woman replied she just finished. She even had time to print down the update itinerary. The man thought everything seemed good, but he wanted to know where the name cards were. Wasn't her going to print those out? The woman was surprised at that, and she said she couldn't believe She missed that. She knew something was missing. Let her go to print those out right away. Everything was up in her office. The man commented. Took her time. They hadn't come back from luncheon yet. The woman said she was looking through the sales from earlier that day, and it seems both of them made a mistake when processing returns. The man one was surprised at that, and he wants to know what mistake that was. The woman explained, customers only have 14 days to return merchandise, not 30. Too many people were taking advantage of it in the past, so they changed the policies. The man too said, but they had were trained. They took us. It was 30. It even says that. So in the train manual, the woman was surprised at that, and she said that should be corrected immediately from then on, following the new policy until they change those manuals. Let's go to speak with the training manager about that. 7. The woman asked if he were in charge of room reservations. She wanted to reserve a meeting room for next Tuesday, but all the meeting rooms seemed to be filled. The man was surprised at that, and he said they had a room available. So he explained the marketing team cancelled their meeting, and the sales team wanted to switch to that room since it was bigger. He haven't had to change to update the reservation sheet, and she could use the room. The woman was happy about that, and she wants to know if the room had a projector. So he need to give a presentation on the budget report, and it would be very helpful. The man replied, it doesn't, but the portable projector should be available. The marketing team doesn't need it, and he would get that for her Tuesday morning.